Anxiously waiting for our truck to arrive. It is on its way here to the house at the moment. It's going to be dropped off by Matthew Borg from InTraffic. So big shout out to Matthew for helping us manage all the logistics of getting this beast from Perth all the way to the lovely northern beaches. Should be here any minute. The pug is also waiting. You're very, very anxious, aren't you, pug? Troopy is here. So we've got the main man here, Matt Borg from InTraffic. He's been arranging all of the logistics of getting the Troopy from Perth, mate. So I appreciate all your hard work, mate.
My pleasure, mate. My pleasure.
So on time as always. He said he'd be here at 1:45, here on the dot. So always deliver. So guys, if you need some help arranging interstate transfers of any vehicles, arranging all the kind of the headache stuff. I didn't even have to go into the RTA, Matt. You did everything.
Nothing. Came here, registered, cleaned, ready to go, so ready to drive.
So it's all good to go. So I appreciate it. So Matt, who would you like to connect with, mate? Who's an ideal client for you?
Oh, mate, anyone, like your end user, your dealer contact, your broker, anything. If you're organising car in a state, we're happy to arrange everything from start to finish. Transport, registration, reclaim, delivery to the home or workplace. So
I love that. It made it so easy for us, and now we've got the Troopy here ready to go.
Yeah,
so proof's in the pudding, guys. Make sure you hit up Matt here, and he'll look after you.
Yeah, he's done.
Perfect.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Manual again.
You're going to be getting up the snake bills and the little curves,
Mate, I really appreciate it.
Anytime, mate. Anytime. All good. Do you mind if I grab the photo? That's all right.
Babe, do I leave it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just grab it.
We've got the Troopy now, and I'm going to go and explore it. This is going to be, this is what we've been waiting for months, planning for this day. So I'm super pumped, and we've got to see it in all of its glory. So let's go check it out. Here is the Troopy. It is huge. Look how big it is. Look compared to me, how high this car is. I don't know what that says about me or what that says about the car. All right, that's the tent. Let's do a little bit of a walk around. Okay, so when we come back here, we push up this lid here, and then now we are inside the tent. All right, I need to jump up here. It's my maiden voyage into the rooftop tent. Let's try not to die. Here we are. Alright, this is pretty good. Close this. It's got that there. It's got some reading lights. This is the life. I don't know how we're going to go with 2 dogs and a girlfriend. It's a little bit tight in here, but this is pretty cool. All right, let's show you guys the rest. So we open this up. All right, we're down. Okay, so let me show you this. So when we push this up, this is on struts. So now we can stand in here to our full height.
This is very scary. Oh, it's like 6 minutes.
Head north on Pitwater Road, AA towards Coronation Street.
Jesus, I haven't driven a manual in forever.
So what are we going to be talking about today? Do you reckon?
I need to learn how to drive a manual.
Well, that basically makes us 2 of us, so I guess that's at least a little bit fair. That reminds me of our trip for Brazil.
Oh yeah, driving manual in the left-hand drive.
In
First
the
time that I've ever.
amazing roads of Brazil, by the way, which is so well done.
Exactly. Oh wow, these seats are firm. Hey, we've got a friend there. We've got a Defender.
I'm so excited to get in the car, honestly.
Yeah.
Gonna be so cool.
Oh, manual's pain in the ass.
It is just starting, babe.
Did you shut your door?
I think so.
It says there's a door open. That was you. It's always you.
That is not true.
So yeah, now that I'm going to get my bearings, it'll take me a little while. What was your question? I wasn't listening.
I don't remember either.
We're doing good, babe. We're doing real good. Yeah, it's exciting. It's a big truck. I've got to work out the friction point. There's people taking over me because I'm too slow.
That is okay, though.
This is also my first V8.
Straight onto Barrenjoey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never driven a
Oh,
V8
there you
before. It's smooth. Like
It's pretty good.
it's a smooth car. It's like, I thought the clutch was going to be heavier.
Yeah.
It's big, but because you're so high, you kind of you feel like in control.
Yeah. Oof. The window is super close.
Yeah, it's very close.
I was not expecting
Our
that.
other car has a much wider dash.
Also, I'm kind of blind, so
It's true.
it's true.
So I guess now, look, the car has 49,000 Ks on it right now. So basically, by the time we get back, and obviously the travel we're going to do between now and then, the car's going to have 100,000 Ks on it easy. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
And kind of excited for fitting out the car. So look,
Yes.
it's actually got more in it than I thought. The dealer didn't tell me much. I knew it had the fridge in it. It's not a very big fridge. Our other fridge was bigger.
Mm.
The electrical system's actually better than what I thought it was going to be. It's got a good inverter. It's got solar input. It's got a lead crystal battery, which is not as good as our last system, but we're going to upgrade that soon anyway. We need to take out the back seats. We need to work out a solution for fixing these front seats because these suck.
Oh God, it's so uncomfortable. I'll tell you this: these seats are not made for my Brazilian butt. I'm not sure if this is family friendly, but it's true.
PG-13 plus. So yeah, there's some cool parts about it. There's some other stuff we haven't even looked at yet. We haven't taken out the side awning.
Yeah.
And we haven't popped the hood. We haven't looked at the winch.
The what?
The winch.
What is a winch?
The pulley thingy on the front. When you get stuck to pull yourself out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Good
to know that.
Yeah.
It's called a winch.
And
isn't a winch also like a bad word or something?
what?
A winch.
I think you're talking about a wench.
A winch. Okay.
Yeah, that's very different. No wenches here. So with our new Troopy, we wanted to go on an impromptu camping trip with no plans. We wanted to pack the car, hit the road, and set out in search of adventure. We jumped onto Wiki Camps and we quickly found a free camping spot that allowed us to have the dogs in Lithgow. We hit the road about 7 PM to encounter some pretty foggy roads, which was pretty interesting to say the least. And we also found ourselves having to go down some pretty scary trails, which is a little bit unnerving in the big truck, but we made it to our destination pretty safe and sound. All right, so we just arrived. We're here in Lithgow. Is it, I don't know what it's called. It's some just random campsite. So Dobby's very upset.
Head track or something.
He wants to get out. I think it's Lockyer Head Track, something like that. So now we've got to set up the car. We've got to work out how do we level it. So now we're just got to work out what we do and get set up and chill out a little bit.
Yes.
Very exciting. So by the time we got to camp, it was already about 11 PM and we were really happy with the new setup because it literally took us a couple of minutes to get the tent set up, to get into bed and be ready for the next day. This is one of the main reasons why we bought the Troopy in the first place, because we wanted to reduce that threshold to going away on these unplanned trips. So it worked like a dream. We woke up the next morning to the birds singing and this beautiful view out the side of the tent. We had a few neighbours who set off pretty early, but overall it was a really quiet and peaceful campsite. There's a little bit of pug butt, and here is Dobby looking out the window, not quite sure of the heights that he was left at for the evening whilst he was enjoying his nap. We are definitely not morning people. Alright, what are we doing today, babe? We're gonna go explore. Maybe we'll go see if we can. I'm not sure if we can go into Jenolan Caves, but we'll see. It's close enough.
I think it's a national park. I tried to research yesterday. Wasn't a clear answer. We should also go to that apple pie place that I told you. If it's not too far away. Mm-hmm. They have the best jam ever. It is apple pie, homemade, and it's vegan, so I can eat it as well. I never tried the apple pie though. When we got there, it was sold out. How'd you sleep tonight? First night on the Troopy. I gotta tell you, I was very impressed. I slept like a baby. It's impressive how dark it gets inside the tent. Like in the other tents that we got, it was always some type of light coming in. This one, complete darkness, which is what I need for sleep. I bring my like eye thingy.
Didn't need it.
But I forgot to. I didn't bother to come down to pick it up, and I ended up not needing it, which was fantastic. Also, really good room temperature. It wasn't too cold.
Yeah, because we kept the window there. That was the only problem, that it got light too early. because that window was open.
Oh.
So I closed it.
See, I didn't even realize that there was an open window.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I mean, granted, we are in middle of nowhere, and there's trees everywhere, so probably didn't have that much light to come in anyway. But
Yeah, I slept okay. Dobby was the most annoying one.
No.
Dobby was like laying sideways across the mattress, which was really annoying.
he has this. I don't know why he does that. So annoying.
And he's like laying on my legs, and my legs went dead. And then I like tried to turn, and he wouldn't move.
But he's a big baby.
Bastard. So we got a new fire pit / barbecue. So basically it's from Darchi. It has a base that you clip in so you can like never fall over, which makes it a lot safer, and it catches all of your coals, so your ash, so you're less likely to start bushfires. It folds up really small. It's stainless steel. The one we had last time was super heavy, and it was made of mild steel, so it like rusted like crazy.
Yeah.
And then this is heaps easier to light because it has a grate in the bottom, and it
Facilitates the intro
yeah.
of air.
has more air. Who's telling the story? Am I telling the story?
I
you
am
telling the
sorry.
story?
Sorry.
Jesus. So then it's got this thing here, and this is adjustable. So you can control how high it is from the coals. So that gives you an opportunity to control heat. So that's pretty cool. So we've got a good setup. And the thing I like most is that our awning has no poles.
Yeah.
So the pups can't get stuck in them, because that was the thing we had last time. We had an Oz tent set up that had so many poles. And literally every 2 minutes we were untangling the dogs from a pole.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that half of our time camping was like
Untangling the pups.
and the other half was like cleaning the pups. Oh god.
This is a good spot. Yeah, we used WikiCamps last night. So basically we just like jumped onto WikiCamps. The WikiCamps is phenomenal. So if you're interested in getting into camping, or you're camping and you don't know WikiCamps, it's basically an app where basically you plug in your parameters. So we said we wanted to have a place to stay that's free and a place that was dog friendly. And then we turned off all of the other filters. So then it just tells you all the spots, and you can just kind of like go around the map and find them. So we're kind of just out of Lithgow. It took us, nearly 3 hours because of the fog.
Yeah, it took a little bit longer, yeah.
Yeah, it was super foggy. But it was really easy to find. And yeah, we just kind of pulled up. There was a whole bunch of like motorcyclists that were camping here. It was pretty quiet. By the time we got here, everyone was basically in bed. Yeah, it was a really cool spot. I think that was the thing. This is the first time that we've like free camped like this without organizing it. Because I've always had like that concern that you don't plan anything and you turn up somewhere and there's like no spaces left, or you end up with like lots of weird people who are
And
like
we just
partying
felt-
and shit.
Yeah, we need to plan ahead as well for our lives. And I guess like, you know, it would take longer. How long did it take for you to pack the truck yesterday?
90 minutes? Because I had to find stuff.
Yeah.
We're not very organized. When I unpacked the FJ when we were selling it, I just kind of like dumped everything in our garage, and then in no particular order. So I had to like go through and try and find it and find all of our camping stuff. So that's why we're looking forward to getting the fit out done, because basically everything will be in the Troopy at all times. The only thing we need to fill is the fridge. And that's another thing. This fridge here is so much better than our other fridge. It's a little bit smaller. So the fridge we had before was an ARB 47 litre. I think this might be a 42 litre or something, but it's an Engel. It literally, I turned it on and within 5 minutes it was at 0.
Wow. That is really impressive.
Yeah. So the setup in this truck has been really good actually. So I'll show you guys around, because the last time we showed you was road noise and I don't think it was very good. So let me just give you a bit of a tour. So I'll walk you guys around. So Troopy is on Old Man Emu BP51 suspension, fully adjustable, and I think it's got 400 kilo rear leaf springs in the back. Rides really comfortable. It's got Bridgestone Dual all-terrains. I think this is 35s, if I'm not mistaken. 16-inch rims, so they're pretty cool. We've got the Alu Cab Easy On 270-degree awning with the no poles. There is one pole if you need it, just if it's super windy, but basically it's annoying, so we just pegged it down, which was really, really simple. And it's also got a stay up here, so make sure you don't have pooling when it rains. So make sure all of the water comes off. We've got the TJM front bar with the side protection. It's really thick, so it's the extra thick bar, just for extra protection, with the footsteps and kind of rock sliders. Makes it much easier getting into the big truck. We've got light force spotties, and we've also got the TJM winch, 9,500 pound synthetic winch. Haven't used it yet, never used a winch, so we'll see how I go with that. This is the front view. We've got the Safari R-Max snorkel. Just improves the airflow. We've got the quick pitch, quick ensuite, this is going to be our shower setup. We're next week going to Drifter, and we're getting the gull-wing doors, the windows that pop up like this. We're actually going to have a shower here, which is going to be super cool. And this is our Hercules Alu Cab rooftop tent, which is awesome. It's really long, we've got plenty of space, and it's just really, really good. Now, our current setup, which is what the car came with, has the angle fridge, and it's also got this this back kitchen thing, so that basically folds up, goes down the side. It looks really dodgy in the photos, but it's actually really good as like a temporary solution. It's not going to work for us long term, but for now, I think it's actually really convenient. So quite like that. And basically the back, we've just got the electrical system over there. It's using a lead crystal battery, 120 amp hour, and it's got, and our bed is up there. So there's a hatch, we can push that up, so you can walk in here, make it a lot more comfortable. Obviously it'll be much easier when we've got the back seats removed, because we're going to be able to walk the full width of the car, and essentially we're going to have all of our cabinetry in here. So a little bit messy in here at the moment, guys, but that is a quick walkthrough. What are you doing down there, babe?
No, what?
It's all outside, babe.
It was fun.
All right, we're all packed up.
Yes.
We are ready to go. We have no idea where we're going. Where are we going, babe?
There's a lot of canyon. I want to do the canyon walk.
The canyon walk?
Yes.
We're going to Kenya.
Not Kenya, canyon.
Canyon, okay. We're going to go do the canyon walk with the poops. It's looking a bit windy, so we'll see how we go. What are you doing here? You cannot be here. You go on the back. Dobby's very upset we're leaving.
Buddies. Oh.
Now, this episode was supposed to be all about failing to plan and planning to fail, and the scenarios where it's really important that you take the time to plan. You stop, you reflect, you make sure that you work out exactly where you're going and map out all of the best steps that you should take. But there's also certain times where you just need to go with the flow, and failing to plan is actually a good thing, because you just need to be in flow, because sometimes you can just overthink things. It's so important in life and business that we identify when it's important to plan and when it's important to do. There's many people out there that have been so stuck in the process of planning that they've never even tried to implement what they've been planning to do. And for this reason, they've never learned how to fail fast. On the flip side, there are times where taking the time to step back and look at the big picture before you set out in pursuit of what you're trying to achieve becomes a really important skill. And understanding the difference and finding the balance is really, really important. This was one of those trips where just winging it and going with the flow was super important. We understood that we needed to condition ourselves to be able to work well in variable conditions. And setting out on random trips and waiting to see what the world threw at us was such an important part of this entire experience. The reality was we're going to spend the better part of the next 12 months in complete uncertainty. We're going to have to travel at least 500 kilometers a week to brand new destinations that we'd never been before, and being able to learn to adapt to the ever-changing environment, the ever-changing condition, and just heading face forward into the unknown was a characteristic that we really needed to develop. One of the things that we really needed to learn was how do we live life with the unknown of having dogs that aren't necessarily welcome everywhere. Sure, when you're close to home and you know the places to go and the places you can't, it's fine. But on this particular trip, we wanted to work out where could we actually go and what were the limitations of our travel. We set out to Mount Victoria to go to a bushwalk to a lookout that was pet friendly. This is something that we'd been extensively researching because there's been many people who've gone and done the big lap and had animals and have spoken about the difficulties and the limitations associated with taking animals on your trip. The reality is our animals are like our kids and they were definitely coming with us, so we just needed to understand that there were certain things that we weren't going to be able to do, but we weren't going to let that stop us. At the end of the day, there were some amazing places out there, some amazing things to experience, and we were completely committed to doing this together with our weird little dog Otis and our old dog Dobby, and making sure that we could experience the best of what this country had to offer within the parameters that we had to work with. Now, I've always been the believer of how you do anything is how you do everything. And this is one of these metaphors for life that plays out in business. We realised that we'd made a commitment and we needed to see things through to the finish. And what would happen if we set a precedent of not following through with what we started? Or, for example, leaving our dogs at home whilst we went out travelling in the country for a year, just expecting that everything was going to be okay with that. It wasn't something that we were willing to do. When you relate this back to business, where are you making exceptions to the rule? Or where are you falling short of the promises and commitments that you've made to achieving the outcomes that are important to you? There's far too many situations where we make excuses for ourselves. We make justifications for our reasons behind inaction and the justifications why we didn't follow through with something. The reality is that how you do anything is how you do everything. Every single aspect of this trip, the preparation, the planning, the going with the flow, the dogs, everything we do in the business, everything we're doing in our day-to-day is all about implementing the right strategy that's going to allow us to impact the everything through our anything. This is so important. Our impromptu trip was going so well so far. Everything had pretty much gone on without a hitch. We'd spent a day exploring the Blue Mountains and we decided we were going to find our next random campsite, and we went on to WikiCamps. We started exploring and we found a local state forest that was about 40 kilometers away with a secluded private spot that required us to go down a four-wheel drive track to attain. We thought about it and we asked ourselves, hey, is this a good idea? Well, we've got a really capable four-wheel drive and we set out in pursuit of it. Before we knew it, our GPS called us out to take a right. And as we turned, we saw a fallen tree. We decided to persevere. After all, we had this great fit out and there shouldn't be any problem. We kept going down the track and everything looked okay. But as we continued to progress, there was a few warning signs that started to present themselves. The shrubs started to get a little bit thicker. The track started to get a little bit narrower. There was sticks and branches hitting up against the four-wheel drive. I think we'll be okay. The GPS is telling us where to go. We'll just follow it. It occurred to me, what happens if this isn't the track? I'm in a 5-meter long four-wheel drive, no reverse camera, no space to turn around. What are we going to do? No, we've already come too far. The only way is forward. So we keep going.
It's funny.
How are you going to go back then?
Absolutely no idea.
Do you reckon you might be able to like very slowly do it? Do you want me to get out and help you?
So there's just some situations where you need to concede defeat and back your way out, even if that means inch by inch. On this really skinny trail with no opportunity to turn around, Anna helped me back up little by little as we started to work our way out of this tricky situation. We made it out in the end, a little bit worse for wear and a little bit stressed, and we finally made it to our campsite. But there's an important moral to this story. When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And there are certain situations in life and business that you need to weigh up the risk versus return of a situation to ensure that you make the most objective and informed decision possible. Sure, we made it out with a great story to tell, but a really important lesson that we're not going to forget anytime soon. We were in a new four-wheel drive that we didn't know how to use, in a foreign environment that we had absolutely no understanding. We pushed our limits and we found ourselves in a tricky situation which could have been quite dangerous. As Winston Churchill famously said, if you fail to learn from history, you are bound to repeat it. And this is one really important lesson that we won't be forgetting anytime soon. The reward of this situation is that we ended up at a beautiful location in the middle of a state park with absolutely nobody in sight for miles. We had a great spot, an opportunity to reflect on our journey so far and start planning the next adventure in the Troopy. We hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode and there's something that you can take from this experience. This is the whole purpose of this channel, to inspire you to do more of what you love, what you're passionate about, and help you achieve more of your goals through learning from our experience. Please, if you've enjoyed our content, drop a follow, drop a like, and leave us any comments of any future content that you'd like us to create. We're really excited for the next adventure, and we'll see you for the next episode.